8:23 in your morning, the early edition, and temperatures hanging in, slowly moving up the scale to about 13 degrees. 20, the forecast high today. Sunday, as we look out on the Environment Canada weather map, 18 degrees in the valley on Sunday afternoon, and a possibility of seeing some showers, but just a possibility. Time now to connect with our next guest, who by day is a mild-mannered psychology teacher at Rutland Senior Secondary School, tosses a little PE phys ed in for a good mix, but that's by day. By night, he becomes the hard-nosed, hardcore junior football coach of the Okanagan Sun. Joining Pete McCall here this morning on this Friday morning. Peter, good morning to you.
Good morning, Phil. How you doing?
Good talking to you. You had the bye last weekend, and we tried to find you. Couldn't. Did you take advantage of the time to just sort of get the heck out of town?
I sure did, yeah. I turned myself off and we spent some time with my family. I've got two young girls, one's 3 and one's 9 months, and my wife and I, we went down to the coast there and just got away from it all for a little bit. It was a nice break.
Got reacquainted. Isn't that a nice thing to do?
Yeah.
Listen, Chilliwack Huskers are in town here. Labor Day weekend has come and gone. That means the Okanagan Sun switch into the Sunday afternoon contests on Sundays. Nice to step into the afternoon sunshine at the Apple Bowl.
Oh, it's beautiful out there. Sunday afternoons is another experience out there. And, yeah, we're really looking forward to it. We're hoping to get a big crowd out there, families. You know, it's a great afternoon.
Huskers are in town from Chilliwack. You've had their number all season long. As a matter of fact, just about everybody in the BC Junior Football League has had their number. They've been having a tough season. There's no other way to describe it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they had a changing of the guard there. They lost a head coach last year, Howie Zorn. Actually, he's our recruiting guy now, and so with the new head coach there and a bunch of young guys, they're struggling, but they got fight in them, and I know they're going to come up here and play us tough.
Okay. On Sunday, as you play, technically you're playing for a playoff position, but as I understand the information that's coming at me from Blake Edwards, you could know as early as Saturday afternoon whether or not you've already advanced into the playoffs. Yeah,
it'll depend on the other games around the league. And, you know, more likely than not, then that'll be the case that we'll secure it this weekend.
All right. You've got a new lineman in town, a very late arrival out of the East. At one point in time, it looked like he was going to play somewhere else, and then suddenly wanted to come and hang out with the Okanagan Sun.
Yes, the mighty Quinn Albano. He was planning on going to McGill, but he got there and he realized that they speak another language there, and he didn't feel like he fit in all that well, and pulled the shoot on that. And we had been talking to him early on in the year, and he called us up and asked if he could still come out. And you don't turn around, you don't turn away 6'5", 300-pound offensive lineman. And so he's here and he's fitting in. He's our 6th offensive lineman right now, and I'm sure he'll be playing lots this weekend.
This was a high five arrival, if you will, because as you say, I mean, this guy's almost big enough to block out the sun.
He is a big man. He's a big man, and there's no fat hanging off of this kid either. He's a big, strong athlete, and that's been our cry. We want the big athletes out here, and as I said before, Howie Zorn, our recruiting guy, he leaves no stone unturned, and he finds them all over the place and keeps in contact with them, and that's just another example of a guy showing up a little bit late, but before the cutoff date.
You suggest that he'll see a fair amount of field time, only because you're trying to get him sort of worked into the what do we call it? Not the roster, the plays, the playbook. You want to get him into the playbook and have him become comfortable and familiar. As you do that, Chilliwack is almost a gift to you, isn't it? Because really, and I know you try to make it like a contest, but reality is you've already beaten them 50-0, and in previous games 43-0, 41-0. This becomes an easy choice for you to use them and really push them into the system.
Yeah, I might get criticized for saying it, but it is kind of like an exhibition game for us in a lot of ways. We're hoping to play everybody that dresses this weekend, and Quinn will be one of those guys, and hopefully get him in sooner than later. And as you said, get him used to the playbook and getting his assignments down and seeing how he does.
Can we look out just a little bit past this Sunday's game? And I don't want to take anything away from it. I mean, the reality is we're buying the experience of the Okanagan Sun. We're buying the Sunday afternoon, 2:00 start in the sunshine. It's the atmosphere. It's a fall day. And as you said a moment ago, it's a great place for a family to come and hang out. Can we just look out a little bit, though? Because next up then after that is you're on the road 2 games back to back, and both of them are important games for you.
Yes, sir. We go down and play South Fraser, who's a team that's on the move that have improved significantly as the season's worn on. So that'll be a tough match. And then we go to the island, Victoria, and that's always a long trip with a good team over there. And then, we'll finish back at home against Victoria. We play them home and home. And then, so that's hopefully the start of a trend there. If we win out, we'll play Victoria at home our last regular season game. And with those wins, then we'll host the semis, and we'll host the BC final. And things go well even beyond that, we'll get to host the Intergold game, which is a crossover game against the Eastern team. And so it could be a fall of a whole bunch of Sunday afternoon games, and then that's what we'd love.
Yeah, no kidding. Coach McCall, I appreciate your time here this morning. A 50.
I love talking to you, Phil. You're such a great guy. You got a great spirit.
Oh, you know what? I love your team, and I love what you do. So let's have a little love-in on Sunday afternoon at 2:00 in the afternoon. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate your time. Daniel, do we have any tickets? We have no tickets. Yes, we have no tickets no more. Tickets are all gone for the Okanagan Sun. Sorry, you're going to have to line up at the wicket and get your ducats yourself. Let's go to 8:30 to the news update to Gord Vizzuti.